It's 5:03 this morning. Judge Richard will formally sentence convicted Charleston church shooter Dylann Roof.
This comes after Tuesday's recommendation from the jury that he be sentenced to the death penalty. News 2's Annie Taylor joins us now live from outside the federal courthouse with more on what we can expect today inside court. Annie?
Hey, good morning, Octavia and Brad. Well, not only will Judge Richard formally sentence Dylann Roof, he will also open the floor to victim impact statements this morning. So that means that anyone who is not allowed during the trial to speak about their loved ones will be given the opportunity today. Yesterday in court, it took the jury just under 4 hours to make their decision. This came after closing statements from both the federal government and Dylann Roof. Federal prosecutor Jay Richardson spoke to the jury one last time, reminding them about the evidence that was presented and, most importantly, the 9 lives taken unwillingly that fateful night. After that, Dylann Roof gave his closing statements. He referred back to his interview with the FBI where he said, "I had to do it." He made a slight correction yesterday and said, "Well, I didn't have to do anything, but what I meant was that I felt like I had to do it." He then went on to say, "I still feel like I had to do it," and maybe that's what shook the jury to make their unanimous decision. But despite anything Dylann Roof had to say yesterday, they made their decision to sentence him to death. Live outside the courthouse this morning, I'm Annie Taylor for News 2.
Roof's spiritual advisor, Father John Parker, released a statement following the jury's recommendation. It says, quote, "I denounce Dylann's unspeakable crimes. I pray fervently for the victims, their surviving family and friends, and for the faithful of Mother Emanuel. As an Orthodox Christian, I serve Dylann in imitation of the Lord Jesus Christ, who instructed us to visit the imprisoned and to bless those who curse us."
U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch also responded, saying in part, "On June 17, 2015, Dylann Storm Roof sought out and opened fire on African-American parishioners engaged in worship and Bible study at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina. He did so because of their race, and he did so to interfere with their peaceful exercise of religion." Lynch went on to say, to name all of the victims and added, "No verdict can bring back the 9 we lost that day at Mother Emanuel, and no verdict can heal the wounds of the 5 church members who survived the attack or the souls of those who lost loved ones to Roof's callous hand." Lynch ended her statement by thanking the jury. We researched federal death penalty cases, and according to the Federal Death Penalty Resource Council, the government has tried a total of 202 cases since 1988. That's as of February of last year, the latest numbers they were able to offer. That's the year that the death penalty was reinstated, I should say, as well. 3 people were executed since then. 11 were sentenced to death and have an appeal pending. 2 are awaiting retrial or resentencing after a reversal of appeal. Now, there were 26 cases where the judge dismissed the death penalty after the notice was filed. In 62 cases, the government withdrew its request for death penalty before the trial. In 12 cases, the government withdrew its request at trial. In cases where the jury chose between life in prison or the death penalty was chosen in 81 of those cases.
Low Country Representative Mark Sanford also responded. He said in part, quote, "I am thankful that our legal processes have worked and that justice has been done in the wake of the unspeakable events that occurred at the hand of Mr. Roof at the Mother Emanuel, at home, in church."
Senator Tim Scott, who is a Low Country native, said, "While we can never bring back the Emanuel 9, we can ensure their legacy will live on forever. We will continue to stand behind the families and their message of unity." Senator Scott went on to say, "To the families of the Emanuel 9, I say thank you. In your loss, you have given us all more than we ever thought possible."
Family members of the 9 victims spoke out after the same jury who convicted Dylann Roof of killing their loved ones recommended he be sentenced to death.
We spoke with Sharon Richard, the daughter of Ethel Lance, on the phone last night.
Hearing that verdict today gave my heart something to say, it's over. The jury decided the best thing for him, and I'm just thankful that this part, all of this is over, that all of us could reach a point where we could start that journey of restoration and healing. Right now, I'm just happy and I'm just wanting to sing, "It is well. It is well with my soul."
And Melvin Graham, the brother of Cynthia Graham Hurd, also spoke about the jury's recommendation.
He said that it is a hollow victory because his sister is still gone.
This is a very hollow victory because my sister's still gone. I wish that this verdict could have brought her back, but it can't. But what it can do is just send a message to those who feel the way he feels, that this community will not tolerate it.
Graham went on to say that he cries every time he hears about a shooting.
He says the solution may be as simple as standing up for one another.
Former Charleston Mayor Joe Riley responded to the jury's recommendation as well. The 40-year mayor of Charleston said the unspeakable acts of this individual to some of the finest members of our community have been addressed by our civilization's system of justice. The judgment was equal to the horrific nature of the crimes. My hope is that this verdict gives some small measure of closure to the families of our beloved Emmanuel 9.